world really all about trials and tribulations, my God, what are we talking about? Equal justice under the law. And then when the administration, the current administration, is off doing what? Off engaging in oversight, stricter oversight. But when they don't give you an opportunity to participate in what we say, what is fair and justice or equal and whatever in America, the reality is that it is only you. And perhaps you're not willing to understand that you have an obligation. Good morning. Oh yeah, I'm short on the lipstick. I don't know if I got it. I don't think I do. But anyways, I did want to talk. Hey, you read over that and tell me what it's saying?
Yeah.
Because I filled it out online.
What is this?
It's because a breach of whatever privacy. A privacy breach is what it is.
For who?
For me.
What do you want me to do with it?
See if it's saying that what the payments are going to be, or if you have to participate at a certain level to get something, or you don't. Yeah, just a minute. I gotta go. I'll be right back. 1 second. You get the gist of it? Whatever. Okay. Yeah, so I'm back. It's good, huh, for me? I did.
Huh?
I participated in it because I had a pass number and a passcode and an ID, whatever.
I think you should just.
Go to court. That's what I'm
No,
going to do.
I mean, you don't know the significance of your data breach.
Yeah, I do. Somebody paid to have access to me.
I, okay, so what you need to say is I would not like to accept the cash amount based on the significance of the breach of my.
There are two ways that you could do it. You could go and provide evidence of how it might have affected you, or you could just accept whatever the payments without any whatever, based on the division of whatever.
Mm,
But because I had everything I just needed to sign up for it, I signed up for it.
Yo, I was gonna say, check this out. Brother, you check out and start fucking applying for some remote jobs.
No, but this ain't a remote job. But check out what he said about the
Brother, you know, you come on, man. You know, half of my day is spent looking at stuff that you're talking about. You know,
You just have to have people to click on
no.
you.
He
no,
was saying that the camera angles that they're doing usually are from $100 million film budget movies.
yeah, but AI does it normally.
So now it's like, okay, they don't have to have those
Oh
hundred
yeah, I
million
forgot.
dollar film
No, they
budgets.
don't. They don't even have. Don't even the
That money
rendering.
got to go
Even though
somewhere.
even DreamX, DreamWorks, all those companies that was charging millions of dollars for them to use it, they ain't gonna be able to use them no more.
My sons.
Yeah, doing AI filmmaking in
It's
Nevada.
easier. Why? Look, it's all digital anyway. Why wouldn't they let digital manage it anyway? You got to think about that.
I mean,
No,
but you
make
could
an
just
AI
create
movie.
anything.
It's not hard, bruh.
Did you want to show your ad? You want to run
Yeah,
it?
I just want to show
Well,
the
then just. I mean, wait. I got a glare.
making AI films on my phone.
Just now. Everybody's
Anybody
doing
can.
it,
Anybody
brother.
can do it.
Anybody can do it.
I mean, but
Like
anybody
I
could.
said,
These are just tools, and people need to understand the purpose and the intent behind the tools. People who don't know how to use tech, oh Lord, what's happening? So many people don't know how to use tech.
$100 million budget.
Well, it's the new harvest. Don't you agree?
Well, you got to fall in line somewhere.
Everybody's got to fall in line. Great
Great
news.
news. Oh, you got the great news too,
Yeah,
huh?
what was the great news?
They said the funds are available now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is that what they said?
Delivered.
Want to talk? Anderson.
No. But you,
Shit.
no.
You don't want to be on my live?
No. Mom, did I ask to be on the line?
No, but you
I'm just
we at
sitting
the
here, right?
table. At the table.
Goodness, I'll let you use my headphones. Is that enough?
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot. I unplugged them. I forgot I had plugged them in.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put it back. Oh, because I was turning the camera just for a second. So y'all can meet my sons, my three sons. I have three. And people say, oh, don't you think you're enabling your children? I said, enabling for what? For the opportunity to live an abundant life because they could just work from here to do what? To get anything they want. And that's just real. Because they have foundation. And they can step either way they want to step because stepping is a way of life. In America, what is it that you do? Because it's questionable as the information provided from state to state to state shows that we as a people just ain't making it. And so what does that mean? Well, that means so much more. Because what happened to the voice thing? I don't know. Let me think. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. They have some things here, but I don't know how to use them. What is that one? Chat filter, top chat messages, got no messages, hello, hello. And then, what is that? Light is on. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But, I find it amazing that so many people just accept failure. So many, and especially when it comes to people who look like me, because they feel that they don't want to be told what they have to do. But in a public school, in a public situation, you're going to be told that you got to do some things. And if you're not meeting the challenges, boo, I'm sorry. The reality is life and liberty is not promised. That's real. And in my coffee. But, this is life. And people don't understand that, you know, the storehouse or tithes and offering come from what you have been blessed with. Now, if you ain't got nothing that you can give freely, well, then I guess you don't even understand tithes and offering. But some people actually believe they can pay their way to heaven. And I don't know heaven or earth. Hell is where we're living. The reality is, this is life, liberty, and the pursuit of. But if you don't understand that, it's problematic because you're not pursuing anything. And then when they just do publicly mass murders or mass unalivements, we'll say it like that so we can stay online, But they are controlling everything. And what does the narrative say? It says we the people. But when they lock up people like R. Kelly and they bring all of the behaviors, anybody that was connected with R. Kelly should be sitting in some kind of something, because they put him away for things that I don't know if he was a voyeur like Diddy, because Diddy just liked to watch. And that's what I understand. He was a watcher. But how can you lock somebody up for watching? And well, he had the money to make it happen, but somebody paid for the position. And as they were paying for the position, what can I say? Yeah, everybody's got a thing. They soon ought to know how to handle it. And soon they're reaching out in vain and never worrying about those smiling faces. And that's what you got to worry about, because people's smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within. And I'm telling you, it is those smiling faces that you got to be leery of, because you never know. And you only know what you know. So, what can I say? Go and grow, my friend, because this is 2025. And I'll say, in the year of 25, in the year of 2025, if I am still, and apparently I'm still alive. And so, when I want to know, and I do want to understand, why is it that we have accepted failure as the only option of so many people who look like us? And what is this thing we call social and emotional learning? Please break it down. But what is the compliance factor in America? Because if you fail to comply, you just might be unalived. Well, in America, who are you? Because who are you in America? And so, when your nephew would write a song and give it to you so you could have an opening song on your show, and it's called City on Fire. And, I play it on my TikTok show because I can play it over there. But then also they've been able to regulate the volume. And so it's best to have the volume here where you can control it as a device versus them taking the microphone piece away, because it's a fucking joke. It's a joke to understand that you have a system and it's created to have all of these abilities, but then sometimes you can't print. Or sometimes you can't do what it is you need to do. But I'm saying, that's unfortunate. Hmm, that is unfortunate that you would not understand what fault tolerance really means. Is anything you do to me is saved in a log file somewhere. And I'm saying devices can be controlled, but most people don't even understand the level of oversight that we're living under. But you're going to soon find out, as there will not be any more permits to sleep alongside the road. And you will not be allowed to, you will be forced to in an option. And any dollars allocated your way will go to pay your way. And some contractor or something of the sorts will have the oversight of your funding. But everybody's going to generate a fucking dollar. So holler about that, but understand, bing, 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 because Microsoft called it first, human capital. And what'd you say? You didn't say shit. Then Microsoft called it, and then they start subscribing to, you would have to actually subscribe to have access to your Word documents, your PowerPoint documents, your Excel documents. I mean, if you did not subscribe to the app, and then they had a lower rate where you could subscribe monthly for $3.99. But what kind of fraud is that in the first fucking place? It's just fraud. But who are you? As you only know who you are based on choices. What choices did you make, boo? And if you made bad choices, understand, it's overwhelming when you have to sacrifice, because you didn't know nothing about having no baby. But once you had one, It was all about the baby and not about your ass anymore. Well, hell, it probably was never about your ass in the first place. We all stepping up for the ride, so you can say thanks for the ride, lady, because the ride is the ride, and human capital is who we are, boo. Human capital. Bing, bing, bing. I should say, bing, bing, boom, because you finally got it. Yep, every child is qualified to represent a certain allocation of federal dollars, and those federal dollars are allocated to territories and states. And who gets to choose how that money is actually spent? Well, it is the people who choose to step up and participate. It's hot out here now. My son just vacated me, both of them. So I need the fan on me because it's really not as hot as it was yesterday. It's 104, but it's getting there. So, anyways, just a conversation about what do you think about what's going on in D.C. Because D.C., Washington, D.C. is not a state. It is a territory to itself, basically. And, they have a city, they have a mayor, they get money, but they're not a state. So the president has decided that he's going to go in there and clean that shit up. That's right. And then he's going to, after he does there, he's going to target every American city that needs to have their shit cleaned up. So all this homeless shit, and you getting to determine how your dollars are being spent. No, boo. That choice is going away. You understand me? Y'all voted that y'all need a fucking dictator, and that's what the fuck you got. So if you're not choosing to spend your money on rent, and you think you're gonna buy your cigarettes and smoke your weed and live outside and live free, that freedom is coming to an end. I promise you that. By the end of 2025, you will understand what it is to be alive, because it is all about advocacy and self-advocacy. Either you know how to fight or you choose not to fight at all. And it just behooves the shit out of me that we have all these black elected officials living here in Las Vegas, Nevada, and they're just black elected officials. But when you get a scathing report, and then you understand that the federal government has filed lawsuit against the state of Nevada. Now check yourself. Go look at the Department of Justice's website. Download the lawsuit and understand what it said, and understand that it is a court and they're fighting. Do they have to provide these services for these people with disabilities? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you do. And the offer of faith is what is free and appropriate based on what? You sitting down to the table and agreeing that your child is moving forward or not. But if you don't think your child is moving forward, then you can ask, and you have a right to have a different assessment, an outside evaluation. But these motherfuckers, under the Child Find, have created their own Child Find unit, and they assess children for developmental disabilities. And I said, well, you talking about somebody employed, not a doctor or whatever? And I don't know. And they got a whole unit that is saying children are not ready to enter early start. And I said, well, if they ain't ready, what is it that you are offering, boo? Because you cannot delay the start. And then significantly say that these children are not prepared, that would hold back the rest. And I'm saying, oh no, that is not how it works. Because freedom just ain't never been free. But how do you see it? You don't see it like me. So it is what it is. And people say, oh, but are you, when I get out here and start talking, people want to know, well, what about you? Are you happy? I said, well, what is happiness? I'm sitting here living in the year of 2024. Leave. I didn't know I was going to get cut off the live or not. But it was about a workshop that I signed up for. But this is what you need to understand and why I do what I do. Because I was fortunate in life to go back to through the public education system with my children. My youngest being 27, but my oldest being 41. My 41-year-old was actually gifted and gay. and I understand what that actually is and what it brings. Additional opportunities for children so they don't get bored in the regular educational program. But then I had one that was non-specific, and you have to understand that they've already provided access for these resources for these children who need it, because there's a provision under the Department of Health and Human Services where the medical providers are assessing the children and supporting them through the educational process. Well, not here in Nevada. That shit is not happening. I just could not believe it. And I'm saying, when a person told me from the developmental disabilities, it was a workshop or something that was held by the governor's council on developmental disabilities, and someone said that they went to California and got an assessment on their child and brought it back to Clark County, and Clark County wouldn't accept it. And I'm saying, oh, well, oh. I guess urgent evacuations begin in Alaska. This is the beginning of the end. That's what I'll say. But the whole thing is that when you get a doctor's notice, that's how you move up through the educational system. Because whatever it is that you're not doing or not getting, there is a medical reason behind it, and they've already figured that shit out. And I guess they're going after Umar Johnson, but the thing is that the black people and his selfishness, of course, could not come together and figure out how they ensure adequacy for all of the people that are living in America, as each and every state has a state obligation to ensure adequacy for you and your children, if you have some. I mean, that's why we have, you know, prenatal health care, and why we have health care in the first place under single women or women who get pregnant. But if you don't have health care, you will be given it at the time you become pregnant, and until the birth happens. And after the birth, there's WIC, there's for women and infant and children, WCIC, and then they go through nutrition. But I think that they need to go through some other things, parenting, as they have created this whole organization of child protective services. Y'all know about that shit? Because CPS gets involved in your life, and you will have them there forever. Because life is about a perception, boo. That whatever you perceiving, if it's true or not. Failure is not an only option in life, because we're talking about liberty and justice for all. And under the Constitution, if you've never read it, I suggest you download it, United States Constitution, and listen to the audio version. You don't have to read. No, you can choose to listen. And listening is what it is all about. Comprehension. As failure is not an option, boo. Never was. And then here we are. I might do my hair today. It's kind of poofy. I need to blow dry it. And then curl it, of course. And it's 11 o'clock. It's just about time for me to go. But they have all these new apps out here like Substack and Fanbase. Winning fans that give me one time, hey. Yeah. And life is about liberty. What will you do in the year of 2025? How are you going to be alive? Liberty and justice for life, liberty and justice. And I'm asking you, what is it that you'll do? As failure has become one and only in compliance, and failure to comply, willful defiance is a reality, as so many children are just not making it through the system. But the certificates of completion, when they don't offer any end to the certificate of completion, 12 years of mandatory public education service, and you got nothing out of it? Come on now. We done paid retirement, and we're paying into a system of retirement, health care, and benefits for these people who were supposed to educate our children, and they're not making it. So what the hell, right? I question what the hell. And so I say go to my podcast, because they're choosing not to promote it. It's Parent Empowerment Half an Hour over there on Spotify. And when I was over there on Anchor, I had lots of people that tuned in, but they took that opportunity away and stole and put my podcast on the back end burner. But now they choosing the winners and the losers. I'm not a loser. I am a winner. So I say go to my podcast, Parent Empowerment Half an Hour, over there on Spotify. Know that I choose to use that app, Podbean, but they manipulate the app and there's wide gaps of conversation just blocked. So I'm going to use these Apple microphone, whatever, this, because it directly plugs in to a microphone, so it's supposed to work. And we're going to see how that shit works. But until we meet again, I'll say, go over there. I've got over 16,000, views of my podcast on Spotify. And listen up, learn a little something. Because freedom's never been free. It causes for an offer of tithes and offerings. So what will you do in 2025? We'll see. This is Darlene Anderson saying peace out. And y'all have a blessed day. And thanks for dropping by. Please like, share, and promote. Thank you.